All right, guys, Tom back again. It's been about a week since I made a video. This one's going to be on promoted listings. I've gotten so many questions recently by a lot of beginners and just a lot of people in general that ever since the April 19th, the big fall of everybody's sales and whatnot, that promoted listings are the way to go and how do you go about promoted listings. And a lot of people have been using them since. I never used promoted listings. I think quite frankly, they're kind of new. But I never used them before before the big fall on the April 19th. But then I did get into using them after that. And I do use a very basic, very simple just strategy on how to use promoted listings. I don't really go too in depth into it, but I'm going to show you guys just a little bit about it and how you can go and do whatever you want. So this is my newest account right here. So, the sales aren't that high. If you see it, I mean, the account did just get started. It actually did get shut down on the 30th for some reason. They said there was some security issue, and then they took all my listings off, and then I had to rebuild back up really quickly. But I mean, I haven't been putting much work into this account at all. But yeah, a little bit about what's been going on in the background. I've been working on a lot of stuff last week, a lot of videos and editing a lot of videos. I put together a free mini course for you guys, and if you want it, there's going to be a link in the bio. You just have to sign up, and then you'll get the free mini course. It's basically a lot of the just first videos from throughout my paid course that I have, like the first video of each module that we have out of the 15 modules. I think there's 10 videos altogether for the free course. And so that's just going to give you a little bit of a taste on if you have no idea what you're doing in dropshipping, or if you're a beginner and you really want to learn. This is just what I do or what I suggest beginners do on how to just get started and get moving on from there. And I have another big announcement that I'm going to talk about, but if you stay till the end of end of this video, that's when I'm going to talk about that one, because I think this one's a little bit more in depth, and I'll explain it at the end. But without further ado, we'll get talking about promoted listings. So promoted listings are pretty easy to get to. If your eBay is not set up in this way, or if it doesn't look like this, it's called the Seller Hub. It's over here in the top left-hand corner, and it's free to download. There's the Seller Hub, and then there's the Seller Hub Pro, and Seller Hub Pro is like $15.99 a month or something if you have just a basic store. But if you have a premium store or higher, then it's free. So this is Seller Hub Pro, but I don't think they look any different. So if you want to get to promoted listings, well, first off, what is a promoted listing? A promoted listing is a promotion that you can put on your listing where eBay will give you extra exposure based off of what percentage you give towards eBay. So you can give them between 1 and 100% of what your sale is, and based off how much percentages is how high they're going to push or how often they're going to push your item up there. So there's some people that have the strategies of, I'm going to mark my item up really high and give it a pretty high promoted listing fee. And there's some people that are like, I'm just going to mark up my item regularly. This is what I do. Just mark it up regularly between 2 and 5% or whatever on the front end, and then just do a 1% promoted listing fee for all items. So I do a 1% across the board for every single item. I mean, I've heard of people giving extra percentages to their really popular items or items that they want to make popular and things like that. I mean, there's all sorts of ways that you can go about it, but I always tend to think that, the simpler the better, and you just don't really want to spend all your time thinking about your perfect, promoted listing strategy, because nobody really knows, and it's a lot of just wasted energy, in my opinion. So when you're at the Seller Hub and you're looking at your store like this, you go over to marketing, you hover over it, and then you just click promoted listings. So I have all the tabs brought up across the top, so I don't have to do too much scrolling, and it makes the editing of this video easier. So once you click on promoted listings over there, you're going to be brought to this page. So I just started promoted listings on this account right after all the items got taken off. I had to put them back on. I think I forgot to do it originally, to be honest. So this shows your clicks per day and how many clicks you get. It shows up here how many listings I have promoted, how many campaigns. So that's how many different promoted listing campaigns I have. But if I bulk list 200 items on, then I'll just make a campaign out of that. And then the next list of items that I put on, then I just make another campaign. There's no limit to your campaigns. I think some of my other stores have my main stores have 50, 60 campaigns. It doesn't really matter. They never end for the promoted listing. Shows you your clicks, your sold per how many clicks, your ad fees. So I set everything to 1%, like I said. So if it's a $10 item, then I pay $1 towards it. And I mean, it seems like it's a lot lower than what it should be. So I didn't really do any of the math behind this, and I'm hoping everything's set up properly, but I really haven't. I haven't really checked that much. This is one of my kind of just experiment accounts at the moment. So you can click over here and then see how many you sold. And then you can scroll down and it'll show you basically, this is, if you scroll down, it'll show you create new campaign, and then this is how many have sold and what it costs towards, like, you know, the sales. So 197 in sales, and then 1% of that. So this is 1% exactly is what it is. So basically, that's all it really is. And so if you sell an item, a little bit about promoted listings, if you sell an item organically through like a regular search where your item's not coming up as sponsored, then you do not get charged for a promoted listing fee. The only way that you get charged for a promoted listing is if that item sells through when somebody clicked on the item and it says sponsored at the top. So that is pretty cool because the sponsored ads can get you extra just organic growth in your items to begin with. So if you sell like a couple items because it was like sponsored, and then maybe you'll get extra exposure because that item already had a couple sales from the promoted listing, and now you're getting organic sales off of it that you don't have to pay any extra for besides the regular fees. So there is a lot of just benefits to the promoted listings. You just want to make sure that you selling an item through a promoted listing isn't making you go negative or make you lose all your money because of it, like if you put your fees up too high. So in order to start a campaign, all you have to do is just scroll down and then just click create new campaign. When you get to that, I've been having a little bit of trouble with it recently. You'll get to this page, and one page says select listings individually up to 500. The other one says bulk do it up to 25,000. You can do CSVs and stuff like that. I used to do the one over here on the left where it says select listings individually. But what you'll realize is I'm going to blank out all these listings. Obviously, there's only 4 that aren't, I guess. I don't know what happened to them. There was something weird going on with this account too. But all you do is, all I do is just click right here, all 4 of them. Or you can scroll down if you have a lot, and it'll say like, then you can change it to like 500 so that you can get like a bunch of items listed if you have a lot. Then I usually just click set ad rate, and then it'll bring you to a new page where I used to, like, you can change the trending rate. So it says the trending rate. Don't ever believe what the trending rate is. I'm fairly positive that the trending rate is just a huge rate that eBay throws in there to try to just get you to like believe that that's the trending rate and just try to suck a bunch of money out of you. Like, I mean, if people are setting trending rates of like 7.5 on a drop shipped item, which I'm sure the majority of these are, then I mean, they're losing all of their money. But what I used to do is just click this little button over here that says apply a single ad rate to the listings, and it just doesn't work. I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong or if I am like just don't understand what's going on. So I brought up that page again, and I just do select listings in bulk because I just like to do everything all at once with one set campaign like ad rate. So I'll go all, click that, scroll down to continue. You can also do it with a CSV file, but I don't want to do that. I did it once. It was a huge pain. All you have to do is just click apply same rate to all listings, and then just 1%. And then I just click continue. And I mean, there's only 4 items. Well, it says 3 now. I guess 1 can't even get added in there. And then you just click launch. And now we launched a new campaign. And you can tell that there's 4 campaigns and there's only 3 listings in this one, but it's whatever. So basically, promoted listings are pretty cool. They're definitely a way to get you a lot of extra sales. I've realized since the big dip in like late April that around 25% of my sales are coming from promoted listings. But I mean, it's not really making the biggest difference in how much extra profit that I lose, but it is definitely helping me out in just overall sales and helping me out in general. And I know a lot of the bigger guys, a lot of the bigger YouTubers and whatnot are using promoted listings. And I do highly suggest at least experimenting with them and trying to figure out yourself like what you think is the best rate. I've heard of some people doing 2% on all their listings. I've heard of a lot of people doing 1% on every listing. And I've heard of some people taking like some listings and marking them up really high and putting a higher promoted listing fee and just stuff like that. There's a lot of experimentation you can do. I mean, I would try to, as I say, I would try to keep it as simple as possible, and then, you know, move on from there once you're comfortable with just 1% or whatever on every item, and you're noticing some actual positives with this. So you can list a lot of items, and you can list and make sure that they're all promoted, and then you will hopefully expedite your sales or exponentiate your sales based off of that, as long as you're doing everything correctly. So with that, like I did say, there is a free course that I made. It's about 10 or 11, I think, videos long. And the majority of them are from my course. I think 2 of them are from just my YouTube channel in general, but I think that they fit and they're more modern or more up to date than like what the course has. But like, you know, I'm adding things to the course at all times. So, I mean, that's kind of the way it goes. And I also expect that if you have my course, you're also watching my YouTube channel. and you know, it's kind of just goes that way. I mean, a lot of the newer content is going on the YouTube channel. But I've gotten so many people asking me what repricing tool do I use? What repricing tool do I use? And when I first started, I did use Web Seller Guru, and I do think that they're very good for beginners, but I do think that as you get to a bigger store and a more bulk method of what I'm doing, I'm not just bulk listing everything, but I do have a lot of items in my store that you do need to start having an auto ordering system and other things that can help you really just handle a lot of bulk, like bulk listing. The bulk lister on Web Seller Guru doesn't really work that well. I mean, it's been in beta mode for like the past 8 months or something. I don't know when it's ever going to change. But I do use a tool called Profit Scraper, and it's based out of the UK. It's kind of unknown, and there was one thing about 2 months ago where they were supposedly closing down, but they didn't close down, and they ended up saving themselves, and now they're back and just as good as ever, and nothing has changed whatsoever. Nothing ended up changing. They never closed down. So they might have gotten some bad rep because of that, but I've been on Profit Scraper since May, and I haven't had one single complaint yet at all. They listen to their community. I'm in their Facebook group, and they ask for suggestions and stuff like that, and they make changes all the time, and they do it very rapidly. Their changes go into place, and everything works. Their bulk lister works. Their auto ordering tool works. Everything works. It's great. Their auto order goes through a cashback website for you, gets you extra money, and you know, it's really a pretty flawless program. So I've had a lot of people ask me, like, how do I use it? What do I do? Stuff like that. And I decided to make a free mini course for you guys on Profit Scraper in general. So it's basically how to set it up, what the basic main functions are, how to get all your items off of whatever just reprice you're using and onto Profit Scraper. Is actually way easier than you expected, and I have a whole video on it. I have how to use the auto order, how to use the bulk lister, how to use their item finding tool. They have an item finding tool kind of like Zik. It's not as powerful, but it is just a great tool to your arsenal. And how to use a bulk delister. They have a bulk delist function on Profit Scraper, kind of like Fees Delister or anything like that, where you can easily delist items from one account and throw them onto another account, which is something that we've been teaching in our Facebook group, and something that me and my business partner Jason have really seen a huge advantage to doing. If you start a brand new account and you throw your old kind of crappy shitty items from one account onto your new account, there is a very high likelihood that they're going to start selling, and then that account is going to blow up. Jason just hit 4,000 in sales yesterday in one day on his brand new account. That's, I think, like maybe a month old or less than a month old. My newer account, I haven't even been putting any work into it, and I just bulk listed a bunch of like really awful items. I don't even think they were sourced from anywhere good, and I'm selling over 1,000 a day on this now that, I mean, everything's back onto the account. So I feel like once I start putting some more work into it, I'll be hitting 2,000 a day easily, and all my other accounts already hit around 2,000. So, I mean, there's a lot of advantage to using Profit Scraper, and I made a free mini course for you guys. So if you sign up with my affiliate link, which is going to be linked below, I can tell what your email is and who signed up, and then I will sign you up for my free mini course, which is in teachable.com. And so basically, message me on Facebook. If you sign up with my affiliate link, I will send you the mini course. I've already had 3 or 4 people sign up and watch the mini course and tell me that it's very helpful, and it basically gets you right up and started on how to use a brand new program. And I mean, all you have to do is sign up with my affiliate link. So that being said, that's about it for this video. I hope the promoted listings really helped you out. And if you really didn't know how to set up a campaign or anything like that, then, you know, I mean, it's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. But if you're a beginner and you don't really know what's going on, then I can see how it can be confusing. So I hope that this helped a lot, and I hope that you guys get some good quality content out of my free course. And if you decide to pursue the Profit Scraper mini course, just let me know. I'm available on Facebook all the time. I always answer your messages. Well, at least I try to. And if you haven't joined the free Facebook group already, we're up to around like 3,000 people now. It's pretty awesome. And there's a lot of people interacting in there, a lot of great information being tossed around. Also, finally, if you like what you see, please subscribe, please comment, please like the video. It helps out the channel grow. We're over 500 people now. And I mean, that's why I wanted to put out these mini courses as just, you know, a bonus for hitting 500, and hopefully we hit 1,000 soon and just keep growing from there. I really appreciate it, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next video.